Oh, hello there. If your gimbal is drifting, jittering, or just burning through battery way too fast, chances are it is not balanced properly. So that's why in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how to balance your gimbal the right way. And from that, you can get smoother footage, you can get longer battery life, and also a gimbal that actually works with you and not against you. And also as a bonus, I'll also show you how to switch to vertical mode because let's be real, vertical video is pretty much part of my job now. And that is like everyone wants to get into short videos and short videos is vertical. So anyway, let's get into it. 早晨 everyone, my name is Martin Wong and I'm a photographer here in Southern California, Los Angeles. On this channel, I do a lot of videos on behind the scenes on my photo shoots, video shoots. I also do a lot of tutorial, gear unboxing, as well as teaching people the mindset on how to approach photography and pricings and everything in between. So if any of those things interest you, making sure you subscribe. All right, first off, let's talk about why balancing your gimbal matter. So if you have a top tier gimbal like a DJI RS4, a ZHIYUN Weebill 3S, like this one right here, it's not gonna do the job if your gimbal is not balanced. Like it's gonna actually make your footage worse. An unbalanced gimbal is gonna burn through your battery really fast. It's gonna wear down the motors so it will break. And it's gonna introduce some weird micro jitter in your videos. And like you're gonna get vibration and gonna mess up all your footage. It's actually worse if it's not balanced. And no, auto-tune is not a fix. I know it's a function, you can click on it, but you still need to balance it manually first. So here's what you're gonna do before we get started. First, you need to have a gimbal, duh. And then of course you need your camera, you're making sure you have your battery in it, your lens, your memory cards, or any accessories that you want. Like if you want a mic, making sure it's on there. You want a monitor, put it on there. You want a USB to plug into your gimbal, making sure it's already plugged in. You want it to set up exactly how you'll be shooting without any additional things. Quick also tips. You have a lens cap, take that off because that will also throw off your balancing if you don't have it off when you're doing the balancing. All right, so I'm gonna unbalance the gimbal completely to show you how you work from the scratch. So first, get your camera, slide it into the gimbal, and then you wanna make sure it doesn't have everything moving around when it's gonna break your camera or dropping it. So you wanna lock every single thing that you have here until it's not really moving that much, okay? The next thing you wanna do is that you want to move this camera as close to the gimbal as possible right here without touching it. So right now it's actually pretty close, but I'm gonna move it just a little bit closer, okay? There we go, perfect. Don't worry, we're gonna move it again later too, all right? Next is that we're gonna try to do this axis first. So what we want to do is that we wanna point it upwards, we're gonna unlock this on the arm right here. You can move it up or down, and you realize it is moving forward and backward. You want to make sure it's stable and doesn't move around. So right now it's falling forward, therefore I want to move it back up. All right, oh, this is too far now. See how it's falling backward without me touching it? So I'm gonna have to move it a little bit until it is perfectly balanced right about, let me see, where are you? Right about here. That's pretty good. It's not moving anymore. All right, now I'm gonna lock it in. Once that's locked in, I'm gonna move it pointing forward and let go. It's still falling. Well, why? Because there's also another part here that you need to move. So you have to unlock this part. Now I'm gonna slide the camera backward or forward until it doesn't fall, okay? So right now it's falling forward, move it back a little bit. Making sure you hold your camera on this part because it might fall if you're not careful. Balance it until it is balanced. This is pretty good. Again, you don't have to get it super perfect. If it's close, it should be pretty okay. And you can always do micro adjustment afterwards. This feels close, but not all the way. All right, let's maybe move it forward just a little bit more again. Lock it in. Oh, too much forward. Move it back a little bit. There we go. All right, so now how do you know this axis is actually balanced is that if I point it upwards, it is still pointing up. If I point it forward, it is still pointing forward. Okay, maybe it's not perfect. Hold on, let me do it again. All right, so now that I have this settled, you can see that it is balanced. How you can tell is that if I move it pointing upward, it is still pointing upward. If I have it pointing forward, it is still pointing forwards. In fact, if I put it anywhere in between, it will stay. That's how you know that this axis is now balanced, okay? Now the next step is that you have to lock it first. I feel like lots of people forget about this. You lock this axis, we're gonna work on this axis now, okay? So same thing, we're gonna unlock it. As you can tell, it's instantly turning to one side. We want the gimbal to stay not moving. So how we're gonna do that is that we're gonna take this, we're gonna have to unlock this lock right here so we can move the camera left or right, okay? If I move to the left, as you can tell, now it's going too much to the left. If I move it all the way to the right, too much to the right, okay? So I'm gonna find somewhere right in between so it doesn't turn left or right. Oh, this actually feels pretty good. Okay, let me lock it in and give it a test. Okay, move it to the left, doesn't move. Move to the right, it doesn't move. Okay, that's pretty good. That means I have this axis also stable. All right, now we're gonna lock it in. And lastly, we're gonna do the bottom one right here. This is the pan axis, okay? So for this, we're gonna unlock it again. All right, this is gonna be a funny one. Instead of just having it turn left and right, because gravity, it wouldn't do that, you have to tilt it a little bit. So if I tilt it like this, you can see how it's turning. All you have to do is take your gimbal and then just have it turn sideways a little bit, and now you can see it turning like crazy. All right, you see how this is moving clockwise? So therefore, you want to push it back a little bit. So then, let's see if it's still doing that. It is still doing that. That means I haven't moved it back far enough. Let me try to move all the way back now. See what happened. And now it's moving counterclockwise. That means I overdid it. So let's find somewhere in between. And a lot of gimbal has marking for you, so you know exactly where you are. So hopefully that helps us well. Let's see now. Oh, it is moving counterclockwise. All right, let's move it forward a little bit then. Okay, lock it in. Let's see how it is. It's still moving counterclockwise just a little bit, but not as drastic as earlier. All right, let's move it a little bit again. And this is usually the process. The more you get used to a gimbal, the more you'll understand which way to move it, and you don't have to think about it anymore. You'll be very instinctively just moving it forward and backward until, like this, it's not moving anymore. And the same as I said earlier, right? Now, if I know the gimbal is perfectly balanced, all I have to do is unlock all my axes, and I can put it in any position and it should stay. It stays, it stays, it stays. It's like magic. Now you have every single axis unlocked. All you have to do is turn on your gimbal, and then usually you should be able to find an auto tune function that could calibrate the motor. So if I press manual here, go to motor and click auto, your camera now will do this little dance. What it does is that it's checking every single axis, making sure it's stable. So you're moving up and down, left and right, and tilt, pan, roll, all three axes to see if it's doing the right thing. And give it a second. It takes about 10 to 15 seconds. And then you should see a little check mark or where it says complete. And now your camera is balanced and also auto-tuned. As you can see, it is perfectly stable now, no matter how I moved it. Not too bad, right? Now let's talk about vertical video. It used to be a pain in the butt just to do vertical video because like you need to get a cage, maybe a different kind of gear, just set it up so then you would stand up straight and then you do the whole balance and sometimes doesn't fit. Well, modern gimbal like this one, the Weebill 3S, it has a built-in way for you to make vertical video. So let me show you how. All I have to do is unlock the bottom slider right here. Oh, also turn off your gimbal first, so I was gonna freak out. This thing is like balanced. All right, I'm gonna slide this out. And then all I have to do is turn the camera vertically and then can slide it in like this way. This way? There we go. Yeah. So after that, all you have to do is the same thing we've done earlier. Just balance your camera so that it will fit on every single axis without it being shaky. All right, let me do it real quick this time. All right, now I have it all balanced again on the vertical. I'm just having to do a little auto tune again. So I'm gonna do a little dance. And then when it's done with the auto tuning, about 10 seconds again, it'll be perfectly able to start shooting vertical video. All right, check mark means it's auto, good to go. There you go, perfectly balanced. All right, Next, we're gonna talk about a few common issues that you should watch out. For example, if your camera keeps sliding forward, making sure that it is slide back and lock. Sometimes some of the lock is not completely locked and you might lose your camera, break your camera if that's the case. And let's say if the gimbal vibrates, then maybe your balance is also off or your motor is not strong enough, so you might need to use a different lens. Now, here's also some quick tips to balance faster on set. You should use what I do, which is a quick release plate right here. So you can use a Archer Suite or Manfrotto. For me, I have a Ulanzi quick release claw right here. So it's very easy for me just to put a camera on and off the gimbal like this, slap it in, done. And if I want to, just press release and it comes off instantly. Very easy, very fast. Also, always remember to balance your gimbal on a flat surface like this on the table and making sure that any accessory you have, anti-filter, lens hood, everything that you want is already attached before you start balancing. Alright, so there you have it. Balancing a gimbal might seem like a pain, especially if there's like so many things going on right here. But once you understand it and you understand how it works, it becomes second nature. And using a gimbal is the difference between amateur and professional looking footage. So if this video has helped you out, please drop a comment down below. Don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends who still, trying to get some footage that is not that great or shaky or vibrating or they don't know how to do their gimbal. So yeah, let them know how to set up gimbal. Watch this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.